to this tutorial on using the new Band-in-a-Box for Mac DAW plugin in Digital Performer. With Band-in-a-Box 2019 for Mac, we've introduced a plugin that accesses all of the real tracks, real drums, and other content in Band-in-a-Box, but can be used right inside your favorite DAW. The plugin comes free with the purchase of Band-in-a-Box, and the plugin installs when you install the main program. In this video, we'll look at an easy way to get started with the plugin. Right now, we're listening to some great blues tracks playing in Digital Performer that we created with the plugin. Everything that you're hearing right now in Digital Performer was created by the Band-in-a-Box plugin simply by typing in these chords, and you can enter any chords in any key. Then we picked this blues style and generated the tracks. I'm going to go back in time a little bit to show you in detail how we got these great sounding tracks. We're going to start with a blank Digital Performer project. From the welcome screen, I'll select the empty option and click on New to create a new project. Next, you will be asked to name your project and select a folder where it will reside. Okay, so we now have an empty Digital Performer project. In this program, you can select a plugin while you're creating an instrument track, so we'll create a track and load the plugin at the same time. I'll navigate to Project, Add Track, Instrument Track, PG Music Inc., Band-in-a-Box AU Plugin. This is the Band-in-a-Box plugin. I'll make it a little bigger so it's easier to see. Here we have a blank chord chart. This area here is for the different instruments in the style, and is currently blank because we don't have a style loaded. Here's where you can pick a style. Here you can set various song parameters such as the key, time signature, etc. And there's a spot for a song title, and various menus we'll look at later. In order to get our tracks, we need to pick a style and enter some chords. I'll enter a chord progression first. I'll do it in the key of E minor, and I'll enter a basic minor blues chord progression that is 12 bars long. I think that's good. I'll change some of the song parameters. I'll make the end bar 12, and I'll change choruses to 3, so this entire thing will play 3 times. Now we can select a style either by clicking in the Select a Style area or by going to the Select menu and picking Select a Style. So here is the list of all of the Band-in-a-Box styles available, and you can see there's over 6,000 to choose from. You can just double-click on any style in the list to hear a sample of what it will sound like. For example, I could filter by rock styles and sort them by heaviness, and listen to a few. Or I could filter by funk and listen to some of those. Or jazz styles. Or maybe some modern synthesizer styles. Okay, Back to our project. We need to find a blue style, so let's view all of the styles again and filter them by blues. Now we'll listen to a few styles. And I especially like this blue style with the Brent Mason guitar solo. You'll notice that in this column it shows the ideal tempo of the style, which for this one is 130 beats per minute. That does not mean you have to use it at that tempo, but if it's somewhat close to that, you'll get the best results. And I'll pick a tempo maybe a tiny bit slower than that sample we heard in the style picker, 125 beats per minute. And I'll set that in the plugin as well. When you first add the plugin, it takes the tempo from the DAW, but since we just changed it in the DAW, I need to change it in the plugin as well. We're ready to generate the parts, and there are some custom generation options in this menu, but right now I just want all the tracks generated normally, so I'll press the top Generate button. It's creating the tracks now. Notice that there are some green squares and a blue square in this area, and those squares are empty. When the tracks are ready, those squares will be filled in. The generation takes a little while, so we'll skip ahead in the video. So now it's finished, and the squares are filled with waveform icons, meaning they're ready to drag into the DAW. Before we do that, we can sample these tracks by pressing play up here. And we can now drag them into the DAW, which can be done individually or as a group. Here I'll show you just dragging in the bass by itself. But I'll undo that, so I can show you importing them as a group by dragging the blue icon. And now we have these tracks right in our DAW. And during playback, the chord chart also highlights the currently playing bar. This is a great feature if you want to record your own tracks over top of this. So you can now mix the tracks, add effects, or anything we like. And, as with all real tracks and real drums, these are real instruments played by real musicians. These are not individually sampled notes, these are actual performances by some of the top studio musicians in the world, able to play over any chord progression in any key you enter. This concludes the tutorial on using the Band-in-a-Box DAW AU plugin with Digital Performer. If you want any more information about the plugin, please go to www.pgmusic.com and navigate to Support Mac Plugin. Have fun!